Hi, Virgo. Happy February. All right, I want you all to take a deep breath for me. Okay. Clarify that one. What? That just made it more confusing. Okay. Sorry, I had to process that. Give me just a second. Okay, Virgo. I don't want you all to be alarmed. This is merely just a test from the universe, a speed bump that you're going to have to navigate. So, with that said, I'm going to try to make this as positive as possible, but we also appreciate realism here, right? So let's get to that. Okay. So, in the heart of the matter, you have Ten of Swords in reverse. So this is coming out of a really dark period. This is letting go of possibly betrayal, of being lied to, or vice versa. Maybe you were the one who's betraying someone or something, or lying about something. And the only reason why I say that is because the opposing factor is the Queen of Swords. So that's kind of the energy with this reading. It was really wishy-washy, and I couldn't tell if the energy was your energy or the other person's energy. Person me being it could be a romantic partner or a business entity or a boss or a sister, brother, mother, whatever. Okay, so apply it to your thing. But the Queen of Swords is a no bullshit kind of a card. She doesn't lie. She doesn't like to sugarcoat things. She doesn't like to beat around the bush. She's pretty frank and straight to the point. And again, no bullshit. So this being the opposing factor of the Ten of Swords, you recently cut out some bullshit in your life. All right. Or there was some bullshit still going on and you're on the tail end of it. I feel like for a lot of you, this is the tail end of it. The root cause is the devil. So this is the stellium that happened in Capricorn and is still here. But I think by the time this video comes out, it won't be. But it's still a really big Capricorn influence, right? So Capricorn is your sister sign, so it is an earth element. But Capricorn is a cardinal sign. It is the trailblazer, and it has to do things the right way. It has to be full of integrity. It has to make sure that when people look back on its legacy, it will be a positive one. That's what Capricorn is all about. And it was interesting because this is the card that was wobbly when it came out. Usually when I place cards down, they just kind of sit there, but this one kept rotating by itself, and no matter how much I tried to readjust it, it would just rotate back. So the foundation of your integrity or the integrity of something around you is faulty or it is questionable. Okay. Known influence. You have a lot of swords here. A lot of people have swords this month. It's going to be a very cerebral month, so just be prepared for that. Known influence, the Knight of Swords in reverse. So this could have been, I either get this as a impulsive decision or how do I describe? Like a white lie. This is just an example, but it's a white lie that you didn't think would be a big deal later, but then later it ended up being a big deal, and now it's kind of you have to rack your brain and try to explain yourself in a way that sounds justified, but it just kind of came out jumbled and all wrong. But again, it could be you or someone else around you, but I feel like it might be you guys. So yeah, there's something around you that is kind of faulty. It could also mean that you're lying to yourself as well. So a lot of these cards, the people depicted in these cards are alone. So it can be about other people, other entities, jobs, whatever. But I really think this is more so just about yourself. But that translates into everything around you, right? How you communicate with other people is directly rooted in how you communicate to yourself, about yourself, whatever, the thoughts that you have in your mind. So whatever thoughts you've been having, you've either been suppressing it to avoid it because you don't want to confront it, or you've been lying to yourself about something. So you're not being honest about something. So opposing factor, Queen of Swords, truth. Sorry if you can hear my stomach. Okay, past influence is the Nine of Cups in reverse. So you guys might have felt a really intense feeling of lack in the past, or you had everything that you wanted, but it wasn't how it appeared to be. So you see how these are all gold cups, but they're upside down and they don't hold anything. They're just gold and shiny. So it's kind of like that. It was like you thought something was a certain way because of its attributes. It's like face value attributes. So it could be monetary value. It could be actual physical looks. But it ended up being something that was a lot more draining than you thought it would be. It was quite the opposite of like wish fulfillment. The current energy is the Eight of Cups upright. So I see this as you walking away. Whatever this situation is, I think you're walking away from it because you understand now that you misinterpreted what happened. But also be careful, Virgos, because I think this is also, it could also be another potential denial card. So just be wary of that. Like you can't run from the truth forever because the truth defends itself. So other people don't have to. That's why this card is here, because you're running away, because it's like you're trying to run away from the truth, but the truth is in here and it's in here. So the faster we deal with that and the faster we accept the truth, it doesn't affect us as much. It doesn't pull on our soul as much as it does. It doesn't feel as heavy or obligatory as it does, right? In your energy, you have the Queen of Coins in reverse. So again, this is more of the feeling of lack, the feeling of not so much instability, but a little bit of that. But it's more so like your self-value, your self-worth, which again translates to everything. So if you are not paying attention to your body and how you think about yourself and your capabilities and what you believe you can do, if that's not in a positive light, then your results won't be positive either. So this is asking you to remember who you are, remember what you're capable of, and flip this card upside down, because your environment is the Ace of Coins. So there are blessings around. Capricorn season is bringing in a lot of good things. It's trining your sign. So you are in your element, but you're upside down right now. There's a lot of potential to be had here, but you have to change something within you in order to match the positive energy of the universe. So if you're not being positive, this will just kind of float around you while never really reaching you. But it's not really because it doesn't reach you. It's because you're not letting it reach you, because you're repelling it, because you're like, well, I can't do this. And then it's like, okay, then you can't do it. It's like, I can't make that amount of money on my own. It's like, okay, then you can't do it. So just make sure that you're thinking positively and that you're doing things in an honest way, in a way that has integrity and that you can be proud of later on. The Queen of Swords, I'm also getting like audits and just like red tape. So if anything can be audited, be mindful. Your advice is the Five of Swords in reverse. So again, deceit, manipulation, lying. If you have been doing this to other people, if you've been doing this to yourself, which I think a lot of you have been doing, don't do that anymore. It's time to stop. It's time to face reality and stop fighting with yourself, fighting with other people, fighting for something that you know isn't true. Your outcome. So you have the Queen of Cups, and then I clarified it with the Two of Coins in reverse. So again, this is saying to drop something. The Queen of Cups talks about receiving and learning how to receive from others, allowing yourself, giving yourself permission to receive from others. But paired with the Two of Coins, it's telling me that just because someone's offering you something doesn't mean it's something that you should accept. Just because something is, again, gold and shiny doesn't mean you should take it because it's gold and shiny, right? So this is learning how to receive within reason, learning how to receive, but receiving the right thing, receiving the positive thing, receiving the good things, if you will. Because there's a lot of negativity out there, and there are a lot of people who could potentially, I'm getting sabotage. They could sabotage you and you don't know it. So it's like if you just accept help from anyone and not really kind of using your discernment with that, then that could also be to your detriment, because then you would muddy your waters. So learning to accept the right thing. But I think more so this is talking about learning to accept the truth, because I don't really see any external energy here. It's more so your internal stuff and how you make yourself feel on the inside. Yeah, bottom of, ooh, okay. All right, I'm just gonna stop there. Bottom of the deck, you have the Five of Coins. So the feeling of instability, the feeling of being left out in the cold. Under that, you have the Moon in reverse, so repressed emotions, lies, secrecy, delusion, not accepting the truth. And the Four of Coins, so a feeling of lack and instability. So this feeling of yours is very, very deep-rooted, Virgo, and I think it goes beyond, this definitely goes beyond relationships and jobs. This is something internal that you haven't really faced yet. So it's pretty clear you've been lying to yourself about something and it hasn't been addressed, and it's affecting your work and it's affecting your relationships, platonic, romantic, whatever. So for the most part, I think this Capricorn energy, the energy around you, it has been like not a rude awakening, but it's been like very eye-opening for you, and you're starting to see things that you didn't really see before. So it's not your fault that you didn't see certain things because you didn't see them, but now that you do see them, you can't pretend that you don't see them anymore. Okay? All right, Virgo, I wish you all the best in February. Don't worry if you are overthinking or really anxious. It's a very airy, it's a very swords kind of energy month for everyone. So everyone's in their head, everyone's very cerebral, but you just, now that you have a direction, you know exactly what to do with it, and hopefully you find exactly what you're looking for in February. It's inside, is what I'm trying to say. It's inside. So don't look for it anywhere else. All right, Virgo. Happy February next month. I'll see you next month.